Hello, my name is Shelly Huesca, and I will be presenting the results of my strategic leader interview. The person I interviewed is Cindy Tanner. She is a district manager for Wingstop. Before I get to the interview results, I first would like to provide some background information on Cindy's personal career path, an overview of Wingstop, and Cindy's purpose in the company. Cindy has excelled in her career through work experience. She began in fast food 10 years ago as a cashier at Carl's Jr., where she learned the basics of customer service. Cindy was shortly promoted as a supervisor at Carl's Jr., where she was given responsibility to maintain a smooth shift. The next promotion was an assistant manager, where job duties rapidly increased with various store responsibilities. Cindy left Carl's Jr. and moved to the next career opportunity of becoming a general manager for Wingstop, where she gained full control over daily store operations. The Wingstop franchise owner that hired Cindy expanded in store locations and promoted Cindy as a district manager. She is now responsible for several Wingstop locations and is in the process of becoming an operations manager. Wingstop Incorporated is a fast food chain whose mission is to serve the world flavor, and their primary product is chicken wings. The opportunity to open a Wingstop franchise has helped the company reach over 1,000 franchise locations in 2017, and only 21 locations are actually company-owned. 5 franchises are managed by Cindy. The locations she visits are throughout the Central Valley and one in Livermore, California. Each store has around 25 to 30 employees under her care. But the primary focus of the district manager position is to empower each store manager in charge of daily store operations. Not having formal education to achieve her success, she does admit to the trial and errors in managing and decision making. The strategic leader interview went over 5 points on Cindy's career with Wingstop. The first point is how the company makes organizational decisions. The second is how she makes strategic decisions. Third point goes over communication up and down the hierarchy. The fourth point factors in her personal life and motivations. And the fifth point covers some advice for managers. We will now go over the first point of how Wingstop makes organizational decisions. Each Wingstop location has around 25 to 30 employees, and finding potential candidates is done through various resources. The official Wingstop website is heavily utilized, as well as a simple "Now Hiring" window sign with a traditional paper application. Attracting applicants through these methods is a good way to discover people who enjoy the company product and atmosphere. The Indeed website is also used to find applicants, which is similar to what many other fast food organizations use today. The hiring process is not very sophisticated for Wingstop and can be enhanced even further with the use of personality tests to filter out candidates that are not a true fit for a customer-oriented position. Retaining talent becomes a challenge at Wingstop because many employees tend to get overwhelmed from the fast-paced environment that requires quick decision-making. Cindy believes that changing the hiring process by adding an extended training program, especially for new supervisors and managers, may enable employees to feel more comfortable and knowledgeable of their work area. She also recommends that even after the hiring process, there could be refresher courses or training classes to introduce new work processes. Even though there is a large number of employees to maintain, a chain of command is not strictly used. For example, small work issues tend to be resolved by supervisor or general manager, but larger issues that require immediate assistance may be directed straight to higher management. The downside of not having a strict chain of command is the chance of creating confusion between employees because the next in command may not be notified of the current issue. On a positive note, employees have the flexibility to speak with higher management who have authority to fix the situation immediately rather than waiting on the next chain of command to answer. Creating a flexible communication style with employees also helps them stay motivated. The open door policy Cindy follows enables employees to feel valuable and wanted in the company because they're able to express their issues, speak up on work improvements, and feel comfortable and understand they are being heard. The policy overall helps Cindy have quick access on important issues, promotes a friendly culture, and establishes a relationship with employees to motivate them on excelling in the workplace. There are many ways an employee can earn rewards, and most of them are earned by meeting certain criteria or reaching certain goals. For example, Wingstop utilizes secret shoppers and surveys to ensure customer service. There's quality service auditors to maintain a safe and healthy work environment. There's county food inspectors to check on food quality. And Cindy does her regular store audits. These are all opportunities for employees to earn rewards. Rewards are given throughout the year and are announced to provide employee recognition. Even though the rewards are not very big and at times they consist of a gift card, the rewards are enough to keep the staff motivated. Store managers at Wingstop are more self-driven compared to their subordinates and tend to be motivated by competing against other store managers from different locations, as they each are ranked based on their weekly sales, labor, food, and paper cost margins. Not only are the weekly rankings a form of managerial motivation, but the numbers are used as a reference when determining effective managers and initiating management raises. There are other factors to determine success, like the manager's ability to make effective decisions and create a healthy work environment for employees. Each manager Cindy oversees are treated fairly rather than equally because each manager has different strengths and weaknesses to take into account. Even though Cindy creates a different focus for each manager, implementing a plan is done in a similar method for all managers. She first inspects each store, writes down the necessary changes, and lets the manager know, who ends up confirming the inspection results and begins to complete the tasks. Throughout the week, Cindy will visit the general manager to work hand in hand with them, teach them at times, and encourage them to maintain an organized and safe workplace. Managers will slowly begin to act independently and feel comfortable to make decisions on their own. Throughout Cindy's relationship with managers, she makes sure there is regular communication to provide inspirational talks and to ensure work quality and efficiency. Forming professional relationships with employees is important to create a better work environment, but there are times when employees act inappropriately. Throughout any workplace situation, acting professional is a must. Cindy provides the example of always praising employees when they deserve praise, but also coaching those who do not exemplify teamwork. Now we will go over the second point on making strategic decisions. Wingstop does utilize applications that provide data and information reports to enhance decision making, but there are also times when resolutions are based on gut feeling. Not using evidence to formulate a decision has produced unwanted results for Cindy. For example, she hired an impressive candidate who had several years of work experience with customers and demonstrated great potential. The new hire was later found threatening another employee. Corrective action had to take place with the new hire, and Cindy also had to evaluate her initial hiring decision to understand how she can make better choices in the future. The situation altogether could have been avoided if Wingstop hiring process used personality tests to filter out candidates that are not a true fit for a customer-oriented position. Not having full accessibility to technology does provide a weakness in decision making because it causes the manager to create resolutions with a level of uncertainty. There are also times when Wingstop's computer applications are not helpful to make certain decisions. Cindy will then use health department policies and corporate regulations to enhance her options and avoid creating biased decisions or personal assumptions. Cindy also shares the importance of trusting employees and giving them independence to grow on their own. Even though she enjoys being hands-on, the biggest risk is leaving managers on their own during unexpected quality service inspections. The outcome can be rewarding or may end with a learning experience for managers. However, learning from their own mistakes does help move managers forward and prepares them to excel in the future. For the overall staff, other organizational controls are effective. For example, employee expectations are posted for staff to read and sign. If any employee fails to meet expectations, a verbal reminder is given, along with a training refresher to correct the issue. Generally, food procedures are immediately corrected, and if necessary, it is followed with training. Failing to attend a scheduled shift without notifying staff is more of a serious issue and can lead to a write-up or suspension if the issue persists. Now we will cover the third point on communicating along the hierarchy. Cindy goes over effective ways to communicate overall strategy to managers and employees. Conference calls are usually used to communicate with all managers, and even the owner joins in at times to express any important information. Due to the high volume of employees, the free mobile application called WhatsApp is heavily utilized. The application helps organize separate group chats for each store where she can effectively answer individual concerns. Communicating goes a long way to promote a plan, and effectively training managers to gain more knowledge and power becomes just as important. Each store manager should be able to control their own store's cash flow, purchase food inventory, schedule employee hours, and even begin the hiring or the firing process. Providing store managers with power not only alleviates a large amount of work for Cindy, but helps the store manager have control over daily operations and decisions. Cindy's goal is to create confident leaders who are able to make quality decisions on their own and utilize their power to influence and motivate the staff. To maintain loyalty and trust with Wingstop stakeholders, the key is to have honesty, effectively listen, properly communicate, and remain professional at all times. This is especially true when dealing with customers because they have the power to determine company sales based off their own experience with staff. Delivering a great experience to customers is a main focus, but cultural shifts also require attention. New organizational changes are announced by corporate and are followed through by staff. Because Wingstop is a franchise, most changes are up to corporate. For example, a policy that didn't allow to wear a nose piercing has been now changed by corporate to adapt with social culture. Technology advancements are also mandated by corporate, as the past few years, Wingstop has upgraded employees' ability to clock in and out of work with the fingerprint scan system. All store reports are also generated automatically with user-friendly functions that can be accessed through mobile phones. The fourth point will now be discussed on the way Cindy factors in her personal life and motivations. Cindy describes her management style as a combination of both institutional and affiliative styles because she recognizes success as a team effort, focuses on influencing others to reach goals, and customizes her relationships with employees. Employees do appreciate the attention, praise, and one-on-one feedback she provides to them. Because they feel they are being heard and understood, employees become more satisfied in their job position, they're less likely to quit, and their overall productivity usually excels expectations, and it's proven through survey ranks and store inspections. Cindy's district manager position at Wingstop does provide her a lot of flexibility in her schedule, as she is not required to work on site unless she is needed. To reach store goals, there are occasions when she is working 12-hour shifts and the days are demanding. The longer working days become worth dealing with her ability to set up her own schedule and take certain days off to spend time with her family. One of her strongest personal motivations is being self-motivated. There is a level of excitement and positive stress that happens when she is improving store quality, as she receives gratification in knowing each store is running smoothly and efficiently. Her current district manager position is an upgrade to her previous employment at Carl's Jr., where flexibility was not given to employees. Although there are tough days, she expresses other times when days are very easy to handle. As long as she continues to effectively communicate with employees, not too many will call her during off time. During the moments of work overload, she openly communicates with the franchise owner with her concerns, and her boss will provide a reassurance and solution, which overall reduces the high levels of stress she may have. Lastly, we have our fifth point on advice for managers. The most common mistake Cindy has observed with incoming managers has been the failure to communicate. Many new managers believe they don't need anyone's help and can accomplish all tasks on their own, even if they are unsure. For example, some store managers may not communicate with upper management to call a technician for repair, which results in customer complaints and unresolved issues at the store. When looking for a CEO must be able to effectively communicate with their team, listen to company issues, and be able to influence the team with inspiration and motivation to reach organizational goals. For future managers, asking questions is one of the most important keys for managerial success because every company handles situations differently according to their own unique policies and procedures. New managers should not feel they are bothering their boss with an overload of questions because they should aim on making sure they are creating clear and confident decisions rather than potentially hurting the business. And this concludes the Strategic Leader interview results. Thank you so much for listening.